Ocean Boulevard, Long Branch. What I wanted to ask, and could you take notes on this, with the public transportation, by the way, the project looks nice, and the model was excellent. I like that they had a model. But I'd like to know about public transportation, because now with this project and beach people coming back and forth, we should have a shuttle that goes back and forth to the train station at the cost of the developer, because they're going to benefit by the tourism for the stores and stuff like that. So you should ask to do that. And what about bus service from Asbury Park and Red Bank? Because that'd be a good draw to bring people to the stores and to our beach, instead of people going to Red Bank and Asbury Park to their affordable stores. Now, can't tell you what to do about the wrap, and I don't know what the $20 million is for. I don't know how long it's going to be for, but I think you should be partnered and have open books with them to see what the profit is, and then whether turn the wrap off or on. So you should have open book. But I used to be a tenant activist in New York, and the landlords always cried they were making no money, but they were flipping buildings every couple of years for a lot more than what they bought them for, and crying they had no money for repairs. So I'd like you to look into that. And if you're going to do a wrap, these apartments should never be on Airbnb, and they should never be allowed to be summer or winter rentals, because you can control that, because you're giving the wrap. Now, they're going to do valet parking. The city should get a cut in that, because it does create a problem for the resident, and it is a quality of life issue, and they make a ton of money on valet parking. I think we should be partners in that. Some of the stores or the retail space that's going to be there should be for the city, and there should be a city bulletin board there for city branding. As you mentioned, helping with city branding will be better than a bulletin board to tell people what's going on in the city, just like the one that you put on Norwood and Bath. I think that's a great idea, that bulletin board. So you should see about them picking up the cost for that. The other thing I'd like to see is you should ask them to be given $1 million a year for children recreation for the city. There's a lot of profit made in that place, and they should come up with some of the money for recreation for all the city people. Because like in Asbury Park, there's always the east side, west side. We don't have that problem here in Long Branch, but let's share the wealth for the city's future. And okay, and then the last thing I wanted to do was, I did some quick calculation. There's going to be about 300 units worth about $1 million each. I don't know what the real numbers are. And if an average house in Long Branch pays $500,000 house pays $10,000 taxes, I think that's $5 million a year the tax is going to be. Is that going to be what it's going to bring in? The 30 days of Pier Village, $5 million or more? Because when he showed 400,000, I didn't know what that number meant. Did you guys understand that? Because I didn't.
I don't understand your question.
Well, I don't know how to present the question. How much tax is that place supposed to bring, the new place, a year?
Yeah, the overall project itself is supposed to generate about $1.7 million a year in taxes. And after factoring in as a land tax credit, after using some of that revenue to pay the debt service on the RABs that we're talking about now, and paying the county a portion of those revenues that it's entitled to under the statute, that's what the $400,000 is. That's what's left after all of those things are paid off. So that $400,000 is a stream of revenue that the city would realize after the project is completed and after the debt service is paid and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I don't.
You have 1 minute. I'm sorry.
Okay, I really don't understand all the numbers, because I don't have time to analyze it. But when we sell houses, we know $500,000 houses have $10,000 tax bill. So you're going to have a lot of units there. I don't know, doesn't seem like enough money, but I wish you guys would have a real accountant help you with making this decision. Thank you for your time, and it is a beautiful project.
Thank you, Mr. Scarano.